All right, folks. A little bit late, and I haven't got the second on my laptop set up. So, yeah, apologies about that. Only a couple of minutes late, so not too bad. I'll wait just for a little bit, just to allow more people in. Although Thomas, the legend that is Window Beer Reviews, says, hi everyone, and he also says, please like and share. Massive thank you for that, Thomas. It's greatly appreciated. And speaking of which, I'll announce this a little bit later when more people are on as well. I will actually be joining Thomas on his channel tomorrow night, 8 p.m, doing a bit of an interview. And Thomas, I completely forgot to send over a logo, and I thought I had one on my phone that I could have just sent in a message, but I don't have a proper setup really. We'll turn the camera off on this one. Oh, there we are. Oh, look at that double chin. Yes, that's a shirt hung up because I'm a lazy fucker, essentially. So, hope everyone's doing well, whether you're watching this live or on the playback. So, let's see. There we go. We'll get the website up, and then we shall get the beers on Untapped as well. Bit of a first day Thursday. Neil Parkins says, evening from Claybrow. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Been enjoying seeing the beers posted on Instagram. And then we've got that one. So I do apologise. Completely unprofessional. But that's why you came to the channel. So it's a Mancunian affair this evening on what we call this, the bitter end, where we're looking at basically different bitters. And I've already got the next episode sorted. They did an order from North recently on one of their sort of release packs where you get 6 of the new releases, like 25 quid. And there's some interesting sound stuff in there, including their best bitter. So, next installment of whenever I do this, granted, if I don't drink North's bitter, my midweek was it the day, we'll have a bit of a Yorkshire face-off. And the plan is, hopefully I don't pull the camera over this time, we're going to have North's best bitter up against Timothy Taylor's Landlord. So, yeah, that should be good. I'm going to add this to stream now. Let's do that again. There we go, mute mic. Did it pretty much straight away this time. And I'll tell you what we'll do though. Oh, there we go. Yeah, all we need to do, share screen. And a window. There we go. So that'll be, it's ready. Even though for some reason I don't want to show it right now. How can I get this sorted? I don't want to share. I don't want you to actually see that screen yet. That takes it full screen. There we go. All right then. Steve's Rune channel says hello, matey. Hope you're okay, mate. Yeah, I'm doing not too bad today. Of course, I had a bit of a sort of a heart to heart on, was it Monday or Tuesday after Raggy's video. But yeah, like I said, as long as you keep yourself, it works for me. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for anyone else. But as long as you keep yourself sort of busy and your mind occupied, it goes a hell of a long way. But of course, the important message is, should never feel afraid to talk or express yourself. Because it's an important thing at the end of the day. Obviously, physical health, because you've got to have a body to contain the mind. It's gone a little bit deep. But at the same time, this is well and good. But if you're not doing too well there, you've got to do the best you can, really, and to be good to yourself. If you ever need a heart, mate, or a chat, I'm here, dude. Thank you, Steve, and likewise. And I'll have to jump onto one of your streams, usually the Sunday session at some point. I've not been really too good at joining other people's streams recently. I don't know what it is, because it's not like I've not been drinking. But but genuinely appreciate that, my friend, and big love to you. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing how your garden and your shed come along. Nice little setup there. It's like a lovely place. What's this? No, you're all in the stream. Cam 2. Don't know what's going on there. So yeah, you're always welcome, matey. I'll send you a link on Sunday. Definitely. I've not done a Sunday sesh for a good while, actually. But yeah, it'd be good to catch up with people, because I've been doing a couple of streams here and there, and yeah. But anyway, hope everyone's having a good Thursday. If you're an Evertonian, typical Everton performance tonight. Could have had plenty of opportunities to score, but for some reason we just didn't. Classic Everton. And as of right now, it's good news for us well, because last time I saw, it was 1-0 to Man U with an own goal, which is good for me because I've got an accumulator on tonight, and my 2 games are coming in. Craig H says, "Evening, Peter." Evening, Craig. Hope you're doing well. So, tonight's bitter end video, we're going to look at 2 bitters from a brewery out of Manchester, a brewery who you probably all know anyway. And if you've been to Manchester, you've probably had a drink at the Marble Arch, which is their pub, which is a beautiful place. If I can play a video from a URL, I did a video when all the guys came up to Manchester, the Manchester Piss Up. Manchester's a place that is very near and dear to my heart. To me, it's my favourite place to go drinking. I mean, of course, you've got Cloudwater. A lot of people are just avoiding Cloudwater now, which is a shame because they still could brew really good beers, but we can get to all sort of why people don't like Cloudwater, and for good reason, really. And then, of course, you've got Track, probably my favourite brewery right now. You've got Beatniks Republic, good underappreciated brewery. Pomona Island. Who else you got? You've got Runaway. You've got Seven Brothers. You've got what's that Manchester? What's that brewery does? Brightside. It's a decent little drop. You can pick it up in my local co-op. Shindigger. Some great breweries and some great places to drink. Great venues, just full of art and culture. I've sort of fell in love with Manchester when I was in my teens, going there on the Saturday after night out, when I could actually travel the next day after drinking. And and the Marble Arch, it's a place that I've only been to a handful of times, because I always go to the same places when I'm drinking in Manchester, unless I'm meeting up with someone. But now north, I've got a bar coming up in the city centre. Fellow, Leeds Brewery, Northern Monk. Where else is there? There's plenty of places. Port Street Big House, Manchester Union, good lager brewery, Wander Beyond. We all know the Union big brewery, so. But and Marble, one of the OGs, really. It's a great, but not clinical. Yeah, I just don't understand it. But hey ho, it is what it is. And mind you, I did have a bet on that as well, which is I know better not to bet on Everton, unless it's a derby. Well, that's always a good bet, because it's part of the thing is that if you're into betting, it shouldn't be a part of the thing, really, should it? Let's be honest. But hey ho. So going to Marble today. And yeah, good history, great reputation. That being said, I do think they are somewhat overlooked, even by myself. And yeah, it all came about because Adam, aka Merseybeers, was doing a. Speaking of Manchester, we've got James Rothwell in the chat. Hi, Peter. Hi, James. Hope you're doing well. And Steve's asked me what I'm drinking. I probably should get straight to the point. But yeah, this all came about. Say that, and then I carry on with my story. This all came about because Adam Merseybeers was doing a beer from because he wanted to get a couple of barrel-aged beers for. I was going to be going up to Bristol to meet up with a few people, but work just. I had the most important day I couldn't get off, and there was no moving about. I was planning to go to the Bristol Craft Beer Festival, so I'd take that on the head, which was not too bad because I could. The whole days that I was able to book, I could just get them back again for trips over the next few months. And there are going to be a couple of trips coming up involving. I'm going to be going around Southport on Bank Holiday Monday. I'm going to be rough as houses on Monday morning because people in work decided to have a bank holiday piss up. But I'll try to be sensible. But I've said I'm going to crack open my track Sonoma keg after drinking in the Hare and Hounds, which I'm sure Neil is very familiar with. And yeah, then there's Liverpool on the cards, Manchester Beer Festival. Don't think I'll be going to the festival itself, but I'll be meeting up because Craig is coming down from London, and I think Adam's going there as well. And of course, I'm sure there'll be things that pop up. Go visit Rob, have a bit of a drink in Leeds or local area. So it's looking good. Manchester. I love going drink around Manchester, and a place that I don't really go to too much is Marble. They're sort of, I wouldn't say they're in the shadows because they've got a good reputation and people know a good brewery, but you know they're not like in your face as much as the other breweries. But they've been there a long time. Don't know the full history. Should have researched it, but hey, it is what it is. So we've got a couple of bitters from Marble essentially. We've got the classic. Well, I think they're both sort of classics really. Manchester Bitter. Dry, bitter, northern, as it should be. 500ml can. Marble beer produced to Mancunian standards, 4.2% ABV. Our most traditional core beer is inspired by a Manchester stalwart, a fondly remembered original. Specialty malt gives a deep golden colour and robust base, backed by crisp bitterness and a floral lemony aroma. Store upright and cool, pour slowly to leave any sediment in the can. Why you'd want to leave sediment in a can? Well, it's up to you, really. I'm not going to be one of those people who judges people for not having the sediment. And then we've got a can of the extra special Marble, extra and special, 5.5%. Deep amber in colour, a malt base of toffee, caramel, biscuit, and toasted nuts. Intermingles perfectly with a measured hoppiness, giving notes of tangerine, marmalade, and citrus with a lasting and supreme finish of grapefruit zest bitterness. So I picked myself up 2 cans of each. Already had the first of both cans. I had my can of Metric, which was I'm going to tell you now, all 3 of them are tasting fantastic, and they just when I was drinking them, all I could think of was imagine this fresh on keg or cask, keg or cask, and the man of the hour, Adam. Evening. This stream would not be possible without me getting in on Adam's order. Fast turnaround as well, really quick delivery, like breweries, which is good. And yeah, so 500ml cans, always greatly appreciated. So let's see. We'll just quickly go on to Marble. Side back there. And for some reason, it won't let me scroll down. So we'll go there. Oh, looks like it's probably my browser, to be honest. There we go, the Marble Arch Inn. Fantastic place to have a drink. we go. So there's the brewery itself. Let's have a quick look at the shop. I should have seen if they had merch when Adam was doing it. Shop all beers, shop all merchandise. Let's see what merch is like. Yeah, I don't... What is going on with this? There we go. Pretty simple, really. And you've got gift vouchers. Shame there's no sweatshirts. Or glassware. So, yeah. There we are. Marble. Links aren't in the description as of yet, because it was a bit of a rush job me getting this set up. But, yeah. There we go. Taproom bookings, Marble Arch bookings. I had that bar... What street is it? But I think don't Fierce own that one of their bars now? Is it Fierce? I can't remember. Number 7 or something like that it's called. Yeah, there we go. Marble Arching. Let's have a look at that. I've already looked at this. Best of modern British food. What's happening now? Nice roast dinner at Marble. Sounds good to me. Nice. Very nice. So if anybody wants to read up on the history of Marble, go check out their website. So I think it's about time that we got on with the pouring. There we go. So I'm using 2 Northern Monk glasses just because they're big and I didn't want to put them in Ponzi Tekus or stemmed glasses. So, a little bit of a gush there. So we've got the extra special, which is going in the that glass. Can't remember what the beer was, but awesome artwork from Drew Millwood. I like Marble's imagery. It's quite simple but striking at the same time. There we go. I'll tell you what, when those warmer days come in and I've actually got a proper beer fridge, getting a couple of mini kegs from Marble. Ooh. Yes, please. Another brewery we didn't mention, Blackjack. I do like a bit of Blackjack every now and then. They've got a pub that I really want to visit. There we go. Not the best pause, but hey-ho. So the Manchester Bitter is in the Seabrooks glass, and then the extra and special is in the breakfast. It was a breakfast IPA, wasn't it? From Fierce moved in on the Tiny Northern Quarter Marble, but there's another bar in Chorlton. Yeah, that's the one I was kind of thinking about. Well, no, that was the place that I was thinking about, actually. But yeah, I thought it was Fierce. And then Joseph Holt. How can we forget Joseph Holt? Cask Bitter could be an option in Southport. Sounds good to me. Sounds very good to me. I do like Joseph Holt. Me and Paul went to, what's that pub? They've got something Monkeys. It's on like the way to Piccadilly. God, my brain just goes over my head. And we had a mild in there. Oh my God, that was good. So, I think we should start off with Manchester Bitter. I've got the Untapped links ready, which we'll have a look at once we've drank the beers. So I'm not sure if this isn't really going to be a head-to-head as such. It's just looking at 2 bitters from Marble, who like the OGs, really, in some respects, of just producing good sort of cask beer. But I don't know. Marble are one of those breweries who it's hard to pigeonhole for me, but they just do really good beers. And I'm more interested in this sort of stuff than I am with the sort of newer releases. When we had the Manchester Piss Up, me and Paul had some of the, what's that series where I think it's plain bottles, and they've got the ribbon and the cardboard label. was like a series based on literary pieces. Can't remember. They weren't. I don't know. I was quite unimpressed with those, but I like just going back to beers like this. It takes a break from. Let's face it. It takes a break. It's nice having a break from hazy IPAs, even though that's still one of the most. That's probably the biggest that I buy, even though I'm trying to break away from it. Decadence. It's Decadence one that's got the misshapen label. What's that one? Where the label's a bit wonky. But yeah, they were like barrel-aged old ales, if I remember correctly, what we had. Yeah, Marble Love Riding collab wasn't the best. It was serviceable. What style was that again, Adam? See, when you asked me if one style, I just instantly looked at this and just saw it and thought, I'll get it. I was going to pick a couple of cans of their lager, but I thought, nah, we'll hold off for a little bit. I just want to get some nice bits. And I was like, what type of beer is metric? Is that just like a pale ale or a golden ale? So I don't know, that wouldn't be classed as a bitter, would it? It's bloody lovely though. Anyway, so enough waffling. Let's have a look at what we have. Is that sacrilege to the people of Manchester to be promoting Yorkshire? I don't know. Well, when you've got two of Yorkshire's best breweries having a foothold on your territory, I don't think so. By the way, Northern Monk's bar in Manchester, one of my go-to places. But anyway, beer in the glass then. And it's got sort of like ambery gold look to it. There's just the tiniest little bit of cloudiness there. In fact, no, it is pretty much crystal clear actually. Don't know what I was looking at then. Nice carbonation, rushing up to about one finger's worth of a nice, slightly off-white head. Looking very nice. Slightly annoying. There's a little bit of space in the top of the glass. But yeah, it looks very nice indeed. Me and Harry are doing vertical taste of breweries in Bristol next month. Barley wine next month, 2019, 2020, and 2020 BA versions. I am sad that I'm missing out on that, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities for us to all drink together. The club was cross country IPA. For me, it was cross between English IPA and a West Coast IPA. Interesting. But even that description sounds a little bit overwhelming. But yeah, this looks really nice on those. It's got that slight sweetness. There's almost a vanilla-esque element creeping through. Very subtle though. There's like the faintest hints of like a citrusy aroma. James showing interest in that vertical. It will be good if you film it, or if you just end up enjoying it. That we can. It's what you do afterwards. That smells nice. The malt build on this is just so satisfying. It's bready but sweet and a little bit kicky at the same time. There's a very subtle herbal edge. It just smells very, very satisfying. So I think we'll jump right on in. Cheers, folks. Whatever you're drinking, I hope you're enjoying it. I drink a beer like this and I'm instantly transported to either a pub or a bar and drinking something fresh on keg. It's a little bit more citrusy on the flavour. There's more of a zing as opposed to a citrusy flavour, if that makes sense. It's got a lovely, quite pronounced bitterness, very grapefruit-esque. It's got sort of like a grainy sort of flavour. It's bready, bread crust. Just so simple, well balanced. No idea. Harry mentioned we might go live, but we might not. That's just something you could just knock back. Pints, cans, polish off a big keg of it really quickly. It's packing so much flavour as well for a 4.2% ABV beer. Not that low ABV beers have to not pack flavour, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is just, excuse me, it's just a brilliantly executed, simple yet flavoursome beer. And that bitterness on the back end, it's got, to me, it's got a slightly dry finish, but in a nice way. It's just hitting the spot perfectly. Yeah, I like that a lot. Lovely stuff. I probably enjoyed my first can more because I wasn't trying to pick out flavours. I was just drinking it. I had it the other night. Or was it last night? I can't remember. But yeah, I had a bit of a marble night. And I mean, the prices for these are good as well. I think it's 50 quid before you get a free delivery. So, you know, you could stock up on a few of the basics and then get some of the seasonals. Or, you know, in our case, get one of their special, like, higher ABV beers, limited beers. But yeah, that's just a good, honest, straightforward, no nonsense, bitter, full of character, and just nicely balanced. Liverpool have equalised. It's annoying if they win, obviously, but the fact that I'll lose money as well is never a good thing. Not that I'm a big spender when it comes to gambling. Because I don't want to get into that sort of stuff, really. Do you know what I mean? It's a very slippery slope. But then again, so's alcohol. Then again, so's a lot of things. So if you want that hedonist lifestyle, just be a little bit vigilant. Let's see. Cheers, you little kitten, says Paul from Bay Breeze. Meow meow. And again, great memories with Paul in Manchester. Drinking some fine cask ales. Going to some pubs that I think people will probably turn their noses up at. But they end up being, for me, the best sort of drinking experiences. But yeah, hope you're doing well, Paul. Hope you're staying safe and sane. And if you're drinking, I hope you're enjoying your alcoholic beverage. So we'll have a quick look at the Untapped for Manchester Bitter. So Manchester Bitter, Marble is limited, 4.2%. The spiel, that's the same as on the can. 3.59 out of 5 overall from 5,848 ratings. I'd have thought there'd been quite a few more ratings than that, to be honest. Yeah, 3.5. I mean, that's not a bad score by any stretch, but I thought it'd be a little bit more of a fan favourite. Let's see. Stealing Rob's idea again. Now, that one looks a little bit more cloudy than mine. From Phil R. Then Gareth S. getting his badges. Chris N. He's giving a cheers to Andy N. And it's a bizarre food pairing. Obviously, he's drinking wine because if you're not drinking while you cook, you're not really cooking at the end of the day. Let's see. Not hipster enough for people. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Because it's not landlord. Stu B says cracking bitter. Luton Town. 4 out of 5. Lauren 10 getting his badges. Tell you what, not many sort of opinions written on these reviews. Hey. Persian Gastropub Soho. I bet that's an expensive place to drink. Here we go. Marquis. Is that the legend that is Marquis Smith from the grave giving his beer review? Nice bitter with a fruity aroma. Purchased at Bowtons or Bowtons. 3.5 out of 5 with a nice Hackashaw glass there. JP says mucho smooth and then gives it just a slightly above average rating. Bit odd, says VOW, bought from Lupe Pinto's Deli. Oh, look at that. Got 4 badges on the go there. Guy L's a little bit more generous with his review. And if I do that, it's going to ask me to sign in, and I can't be bothered. So we're going to close you. Well, we're not, because I need to do comparisons. But yeah, truly professional stream. I think you will all agree. At least you can actually see it. Anyway, so yeah, I'll give my ratings, even though I don't really do ratings. Yeah, exactly. Bit odd. I don't know what's odd about it. That they just had a dodgy pour can or whatever. There's nothing odd about it. It's just damn good beer. So we'll move on to the extra special marble. 5.5%. Definitely more along the lines of chestnutty colour. Still nice clarity. Head has dissipated pretty much. I didn't really think there was that much head as I was pouring it originally anyway. But yeah, coppery, conker, that sort of like malt syrup look to it. Very nice indeed. On the nose. A little bit more sweet, a little bit more cakey. Let's see. Cheers, everyone, says Geordie K. Cheers. Hope you're doing well, Geordie. And a big yo to you too. Yeah, this has got a little bit more dense sweetness to it. Nutty. It's definitely got almost like a malted loaf aroma. It smells a little bit more richer and looks a bit more richer as well. And of course, the ABV is a little bit higher. But again, it's got that lovely sort of like slight vanilla cookie flavour, or vanilla biscuit, or butter biscuit then. And then there's a slight malty muskiness creeping through. But it smells good. So we'll give this one a taste as well. Ooh. Straight away, it's a fair bit more flavoursome than Manchester Bitter. Evening, Peter and George K says Beardy Beer Reviews. Evening, Brett. Hope you're doing well, buddy. It's got a bit of a bolder mouthfeel as well. The carbonation's a little bit more gentler, as you can see, which makes it feel a little bit more smoother. You still get that zesty punch in there with a grapefruit-like bitterness on the back end. Although I'd say it's a little bit more mellow, letting those malts play a bit more than its sort of like hoppy character. Call me insane, but do you know what sort of vibes I'm getting from this? The German Dunkel vibe almost. Craig H says, gotta love an ESP. Definitely. Doing this sort of series up to this point has just given me such much more of a reappreciation of this style, because this was the style that I drank a lot of getting into different beers. It would always be if we were out drinking, and I was like, I don't want another Stella. I don't want to get another Beck's Fear. Do you know what I mean? I want something a little bit different, and it'd probably be something along the lines of bitter from whatever real ale brewery the place at the time was stocking it. I mean, a lot of my sort of early drinking education and experiences was going on like pub crawls around Wigan, because you can get some really good. I mean, obviously now there's a lot more places and options in Wigan now with fucking hell, what's it called? Wigan Central. There's a place. There's that craft beer bar as well, that actually do deliveries, which I've not been to yet. Where else is there? There's a Northern Beer Temple, one of my favourite bottle shops. I'm long overdue a visit, and to spend a good chunk of money in that place. John Paul Chop House has is it the Hop House upstairs, which has some cracking beers on. And there's another couple more sort of recent, as in within like the last 3 years sort of thing, places opening up. And but then, yeah, there was some really good real ale pubs. There's a pub that is known for its pie and ale sort of nights. So there's actually a fair bit to do if you're going for a drink around Wigan. And then, of course, on some of the outskirts, as opposed to just the town centre. But yeah, Prospect Brewery, Standish, sort of the Wiganish area. They do some really good. Their mild is fantastic. But yeah, that's what I used to. I'd probably gravitate towards this when I was out and about in my sort of like late teens, early 20s, when I was having a few drinks. I mean, before then, we would go to like the officers' club where they had bottles of Stella Artois for £1. So that got you messy. Had a terrible, terrible situation at what was the officers' club. I think that's been closed for a while now, isn't it? Anybody from Wigan or familiar with the Wigan area, feel free to interject. But yeah, we decided, because we did that thing that people do where they pre-drink before they go out drinking, which is absolute no-go for me nowadays. My body just cannot tolerate that at all. And it wasn't just be like have a few beers before we'd like polish off like a bottle of Martini Rosso with Coke, or like Captain Morgan Spiced or Jack Daniels. Great memories, don't get me wrong. But yeah, we decided to do that. Went to the Officers Club. We thought, it'd be really funny if we just got some Blue Nun. I don't think I made it through half my bottle before I wandered off. And next thing I know, I'm slumped in the doorway of the Officers Club. It'd been raining, so it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. So the first buses were slow time to rock up. And I realised, oh shit, I've not got my wallet, not got my passport. I'll just knock to see. Someone did open the door, because there was the people who owned it actually lived above the officers. To what I now can completely understand was a very frustrated man in a dressing gown, who I didn't even need to ask for my passport and my wallet. He already had it in his hand, just thrusted it to me, and I just walked off. Cut to about a week or two later, we're queuing up to go in, And the bouncer pulled me aside and said, "Sorry, mate, we can't let you in. You've been barred." It's like, okay. Why? And like, we could show you the CCTV footage if you want to. So, hang on. No, don't really want it. No, if you've said that, then definitely not. But I asked what happened. So, essentially, I walked off from my group of friends, proceeded to walk up to the living quarters. I know that's not the proper term. And apparently, I stripped naked, fell asleep on the stairs, and then when I was discovered, I actually got dressed by the owner and the bouncers, and then got, rightfully so, kicked out and barred. Thing is, people knew about it. So I used to go to a place called, it used to be called Cafe Nirvana. Then it was renamed Lux. It was sort of like, during the week, it would be like a sort of like a goth emo club, rocking club. What, I'm 50 years old. Rocker club for like teenagers. It like closed at like 10. But on like Friday and Saturday, they used to do like indie night and stuff like that. And there'd be people like coming over, giving me a hug and like saying, "Oh, you legend." I'm like, why? You know, what happened in the officers club? I'm like, please don't tell me. People, patrons of this place saw me as well. So yeah, moral of the story is, don't drink blue. Don't pre-drink before you go out for drinks, because it's just never going to end well. But the funny thing is, I'd be able to do that and go, because one of our things to do was on the Friday, go get absolutely pissed, as you do. And then on the following Saturday, we'd always have a trip to Manchester. Use our, what was it called? The money you got when you went to college, like 30 quid a week or something like that. What did they call it? They got rid of it, and then they got rid of bus passes as well. So how the fuck are people supposed to go to college? Oh, that's right. Work while you study, I suppose. But it was like, not a bursary, but it was like every week you got a few quid. And we just go around Manchester and like have some to eat, do a bit of shopping. EMA, that's it. Thank you, both Brett and Adam. Cheers, Adam. Now, I can't even like leave the house if I've been drinking. And I think that all comes from a time, it's story time this evening apparently, when I'd been drinking the night before and was going to watch Everton versus Aston Villa with my dad and brother. And we thought it'd be a great idea to get the bus from Skem to Liverpool as opposed to getting the train from like Ormskirk or Poland. And I was feeling like absolute shit. And I ended up throwing up on the bus. And then we had to leave the bus just outside of Aintree, where, was it Paradox, the pub with the big tower? And then ever since then, I've been terrified to so much as set foot in a vehicle after having a second the night before. Just can't do it anymore. But then again, if you can make it for a train journey from fucking Marlborough, hungover and shitting water, and actually make it home without soiling yourself, I think you've got your priorities there, haven't you? Really. But yeah, I tell you what, Adam, if you're still watching this, Mersey Bees, expect a quite rough and bitching Peter before we can start drinking on the Monday round Southport. I'm going to try and be as sensible as I possibly can. Luckily, if I'm drinking during the day, don't get hangovers. But we'll see. But I'm very much looking forward to our Southport session. But yeah, it's got a little bit more flavour, a little bit more bolder. It's still an easy drinking beer, don't get me wrong, but because it's a little bit more flavoursome and has the feel of being a little bit more heavier on the body, you're probably going to take your time a bit more compared to the Manchester Bitter, which is just a, chug it down but enjoy it sort of beer. So interesting. Just going to say, before we sort of like do any comparisons and ratings and stuff, both of them very, 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 very good beers. Highly recommended for both. Price wise, can't complain at all. You could happily justify getting a 6-pack of each. Mini kegs, fucking give me mini kegs of these. That's the sort of stuff I want in a mini keg. Just something nice and simple, but well brewed. So they're both absolutely fantastic beers. Just going to say that straight away. But we'll have a look at the extra special marble and see what that's on Untapped, and then we'll have a look at both of them, compare them, and then we'll conclude this. And while I'm actually going and getting this set up, I'll actually read some of the comments, or catch up on the comments, I should say. Let's see. Brett says, good, 3 weeks on Saturday, no alcoholic beverage has entered my body, all ready for Tuesday, my birthday. Well played, sir. Well played. Hope you're okay too, my dude. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you, buddy. Craig asks, is Neil still around? How easy is it to get hold of Claybrow brews? I think they're starting to get out there a little bit more in the sort of local vicinity, but I think it's easily justifiable that they go further afield, because some fantastic beers. Although I would like to see them do a mild. That'll be good. Thomas is laughing at my emotional pain. It's a good story. I'm not a good storyteller, but I think that's a good story. Let's see. And then both Adam and Brett let me know it was EMA. Let's see. We've got the Jimmy O show. Jimmy O'Neill, the Wigan Joker. Absolute legend in his own right. And another reason we should all come down to Wigan. And he says, a traffic warden has just put a ticket on your steamroller, Peter. I know, Jim. I know. I mean, luckily, I have a backup. A smaller one. But, you've got to have good ingenuity when you're, fuck it, joke's going nowhere. I'm not funny. I'm not a funny man. I was just trying to basically make a Fred Dibner joke because of Fred Dibner. I do dress now with these overalls and jackets. You'd think that I'm good with my hands. I'm good with my right hand, but that's a different story. But I've never actually worked what you would consider a hard day's work in my life, to be honest. I was initiated to a cause. I had special needs money and some other monies. I got more than a measly 30 quid. Yay for being disabled. You own it, Brett. You absolutely own it. Last one. Last time I was drunk, I scared some guy staring at my mate, and I apparently pointed at me and went, "Oi, my boots want shining. I need your blood." My mate was like, "Yeah, watch out." You don't half get yourself into some situations, Brett. And he says, whilst wearing my Oxblood Docs, stamping over to him like a steam train. There's even Peter to your mental health video the other day. It takes real courage to open, talk, and try to help others. Good on you, buddy. Oh, thank you, Adam. Really appreciate that. Yeah, it just, you know what? After I did that video, I initially thought, should I keep this online? But then it felt good just to actually talk about that. And what's going on here? What the actual fuck is going on here? Oh, it's 20 worst wedding dress. I thought it was just like some pop up trying to be sexy then. But yeah, appreciate that. And if it helps at least one person, or just makes one person just take a step back and think about things, then you know. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Uncle Peter knows to treat his audience with a nice, slim-looking, curvy redhead. But yeah, cheers for that, mate. And Jimmy House says, "We love you, Peter. Come on my live stream." I definitely will, sir. I have all the intentions to jump on when you're live, but to be honest, I'm already in bed watching the stream anyway. I know I should actually be a bit more vocal in the comments, instead of being the lurkers. But I'm very much overdue joining the stream. I've been really enjoying them, and that whole what's his face Stevie with Steve Beatty situation. You're not going to get shit like that anywhere else. That's why I love it. I love watching. I don't love watching it just for that sort of stuff. I like the conversation. I like the ripping the piss out of each other. That's what it's all about. Some of the discussions, it can get a bit serious sometimes, deep discussions, but it is fun to watch people going after each other. But yeah, that's why I like stuff like a House of Pains podcast, especially sort of like Brian Hurl call outs. Tell you what, I wouldn't get on the fucking wrong side of PD. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Are you sure not mail order briding? It might as well be. Might as well be, but show me money back if so. You're welcome anytime. Thank you. It was gripping, that Peter, wasn't it? It was indeed. It was genuinely tense. It was sort of akin to something like out of Goodfellas. Do you know what I mean? It was genuinely tense. But yeah, I enjoyed the live streams more than just that sort of stuff. And it'd be so fun to be actually part of that. Plus, I'd be able to actually speak to Peter Boothroyd, because I think he's one of the most fascinating people I've ever come across. I don't know if he's a real person or if he's a character, or if it's Andy Kaufman who's become a northern man living in London. Like Kiss on Maxi. It is Peter, mate, should become a regular. I'll have to like make sure that I'm around at around 10 o'clock to jump on, because I don't know about you guys, but I just get so lazy and like go to bed a little bit early and just lay around and just waste the hours before I fall asleep, and it cuts into me falling asleep. I think that's why I've been sort of every now and then deactivating my social medias, really, because it's just scrolling, flicking, swiping. There's no real engagement. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this is different. As a social media platform, I think YouTube's probably the most social, because you can't be anonymous unless you hide behind your mask or something like that. But yeah, it's just the amount of hours just wasted scrolling on a computer screen, on a smartphone. Let's see. Just from the boozer. I've missed a couple more comments from Jimmy O. Hart Boothroyd. Yeah, it just seems like an absolute legend. A genuine staple of the Jimmy O experience. He's a deep fake. Let's see. Rob from Hopscene says, just got back from the boozer, cracking open a cinema. Tell you what, the most recent batch that I bought from Track has just tasted. To me, it's the best it's tasted. And it probably tastes exactly the same as it was like 4 months ago. But because I don't know if there's that much variation from batch to batch, but really good. I'm so looking forward to cracking open the mini keg of that. I was always about before 10 before COVID, says Jimmy. Rob is admiring the wedding dresses. Now I'm in bed at 2 a.m. It's not good, really. I'm good. Yeah, it's just I either just drop off way too early and just not get good sleep, or just. So again, I'm not tired. It's just after, like, towards the end of the night, I just come up to my bed and just lay there watching YouTube stuff. I don't know. It's weird. It's obviously doing something to my brain, but yeah. But I shall join a stream. Hopefully, well, it should be sooner rather than later. To be honest, I need to get myself sort of ready for that sort of stuff. Not like ready as in psyching myself up ready, but like ready as in, no, don't lie down and then get drowned. Just join the stream. So, we'll quickly have a look at what the people have to say about Extra Special Marble. This gets a 3.77 overall, as opposed to a 3.59. There you go, Rob. Imagine her serving you a beer in cut off, waist high denim shorts in North Bar. Is that Lacey Lennon? Yeah, 3.59 Manchester Bitter. Just shy of 6,000 ratings. And is this a somewhat newer release? 503 ratings of 3.77. So I think that's probably a better gauge for a score than this would be. Dylan T likes it. Thrilling commentary there. Dylan T likes it. Well done, Peter. Feeling thirsty? Not heard of them. Oh, the Redhead's back. And she could give you a very hoppy ending if she wanted to. Fab F says, nowadays it's not so common to find an extra special bitter, and even less frequent to find such good ones. Caramel first, then some citrus, orange above all, and a semi-dry finish with a certain bitterness, as per manual. Again, that looks, unless that's just chill haze, that looks considerably, mind you, it's just a plain white background, isn't it, that they got? And I have literally just held up my glass to the camera, even though we're presenting. I tell you what, though, he's a popular guy, isn't he? 232 cheers. Fab F. Terracina. Let's see what else we've got. Great beer for philosophy lecture. Tina K. Much respect. At Ches. Buy Marble beers at Ches Knits with Beer. I bet you got a pretentious Instagram page for that. Let's see. A modern ESB, slight funk to it, says Sean O. Purchased at the Salford shop, 3.5 out of 5. Not really a thing. Can't really taste the biscuit or caramel, says Kelly. That's a shame, and he gives it 1 out of 5. What the fuck's that photo? First, interesting way to show the beer. Let's see. Pando. Mike N. Oh, Faithhead. Oh, we've got a couple who untapped there. Both enjoy it equally. Nice rotary phone there. Always good. Oh, if anybody wants £10 off Pasta Evangelists, there you go. Interesting name for a place, the Wobbly Cob. And yeah, not much actual writing on those reviews, but it seems, even though there's quite a difference between overall ratings, that people seem to like the extra special marble a little bit more. But yeah. Nice pillows. And then what a weird selection of images. I don't even know what that is. That's a strange looking pillow. And you can get human shaped pillows. Well, that's hot though. So what is my life? I'm commenting on adverts on Untapped. So got a few more comments which I shall read. Let's see. I'll look forward to it, says Jimmy. These ads are a window to your search results. Redheads and women in wedding dresses. Oh, I'm sure I've seen videos with that theme. One last thing, Peter. Get yourself a bite of coffee. Get the till ringing. Do you know what? I've actually been looking into setting myself up a buy me a coffee link. Because I think you could set it as buy me a beer, can't you? So no, can't beat the weed on his. He's got it set as buy me a beer, which is, you know, if you can, you should. So I have been genuinely thinking about that. But anyway, it must be really dusty over here. I get bugged up every time I'm sat here. So I think I've come to a conclusion on which I prefer most. As I said, both of them, Manchester Bitter and Extra Special Marble, both fantastic examples of the style. Get it done, sir, and take care. You too, Jimmy. You too. I shall be watching parts of the stream tonight. And like I said, I will be joining as soon as I possibly can. Get myself, excuse me, get myself up, because I'd like to meet Sean. I really would like to speak to Sean, because I think he's a proper character. And everyone who you've got, Ben, what's his face? Names, I'm not good with names. Early onset dementia, I don't know what it is. Or I'm just thick. That's probably what it is. Yeah. These two, fantastic, absolutely fantastic beers in their own right. This is sort of a cult classic, and this is something that's got, it's a little bit more heartier, a little bit more sweeter, got a little bit more to it, I would say. But this, out of the two, I think I prefer this one, because I want to drink more and more and more of this. I mean, I want to get loads of cans of this anyway. But this, to me, it's just the sheer simplicity of it. And I want to try both of them on both keg and cask, because I think this would really shine on cask, and I think I'd have it on keg. But then again, I would happily have that on keg and that on cask. Or both, you know, get two of each, two on keg, two on cask, and just have a good time with it. In fact, while I'm looking, let's have a look at metric, because I don't know what, or pints as it's still known as on English Bitter. See, I could have done my trifecta of Manchester bitters, because on Untapped, let's present, because on Untapped, pint or metric is classed as a bitter. I feel like I've missed a trick here. Really, really have. I've had that a couple of times. I think I've had that a couple of times at the Marble Arch. But yeah, I just want to. I just want to be in the day in Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Bristol, wherever, and just go around drinking beers. And when I drink stuff like this is what's making me sort of miss the bars, pubs, tap rooms. Because I think with stuff like, New England IPAs, pale ales, you could say I'm wrong because you're not going to get vastly different experiences drinking from can to tap. Well, you are, because fresh from tap is 9 times out of 10 ultimately better. But there have been experiences where the canned version of an IPA has been better than the tapped version of an IPA. But it's stuff like this that gets me craving for days out. And I will definitely be buying these two. Honourable mention, metric, pint, whatever you want to call it. That was fantastic as well. I'm sad that both my cans of these have finished. I will happily buy those again. It's one of those things where I could happily do a full order on Marble of just getting 50 worth of those two, just so I get free shipping. So I may have, at this point, a go-to bitter. I mean, I've got my go-to pale ale, which is Sonoma or Sonoma. Doesn't matter how many times people tell me how you say that. I always call it both Sonoma and Sonoma. So I've kind of got me bitter sorted. Although, if I don't want to have to wait for it to be delivered, I'm not going to turn down Boltmaker or Landlord. But yeah, I think it's good when you finally get to that point where you find a beer style and you can try all sorts of different attempts at that one beer style. But I think it's good when you find that one brewery who does that beer just fantastic. And I think that's what I'm looking for nowadays. Yeah, I still do orders from Trembling Madness where I'm getting one of each beer that tickles my fancy. But I love the idea of just having a brewery that does a beer that you absolutely love and you buying a fuckload of it to enjoy. But these two fantastic bitters. Can't wait to get to tap rooms too. Was really impressed with Full Circle from Newcastle. The tap room looks amazing. Newcastle, another place I've been to once, and that was my 18th birthday, where it seemed everyone else brought someone back to our apartment, except for me. But more feel then because I had as much McDonald's as I want to drown my teenage adolescent sorrows. I look back and I think I had a quite sad teenage period. Awkward silence. I'm joking. I grew up to be a lovely lad. That's the important thing. A person that my mum would be proud of. Craig, Canberra. Evening, Craig. Hope you're doing well. Can't wait to share Mancunian beers with you. Is it June or July, the festival? That'll be good. That'll be really good to catch up with Craig. I also have Adam there as well. Potentially people who recognise us because we're YouTube celebrities. That won't happen. Had Pint on Cask last month. Wonderful stuff. It really, really is. And I'm a little bit gutted that I didn't have the mental capacity to include it in this video. But yeah, so my ongoing exploration of bitters continues. This has probably been the most satisfying up to this point. And yeah, 2020 and 2021 have been, for me, beer wise, the years of just taking a step back and appreciating the good stuff as opposed to searching for that new thing. Although I like to think I strike a balance between the two. I like the idea of buying multiple beers from the same brewery as opposed to just buying one or two from this brewery and that brewery. Again, there's no right or wrong way to buy beer because it's beer. It's an alcoholic beverage. You buy however you want. You support whoever you want. If you want to get your stuff from the supermarket, so be it. I don't care what other people say. We always get into this sort of discussion, don't we? But yeah, I'm enjoying the series. There was a little bit of a hiatus between this and the last episode. But as I said earlier on in the stream, I've already got the next installment of this. And it's going to be a bit of a Yorkshire face-off. Old school versus new school. So in the trad corner, we've got Timothy Taylor's Landlord. And in the craft corner, we've got North Brewing Company's Best Bitter. So I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully I can hold off drinking my one and only can of Best Bitter by North until I pick up a bottle of Landlord. Because people have said that it is bitter, even though it's classed like a pale ale on Untapped. I think there's sort of like, there's almost like a grey area when it comes to the differences between those styles, I suppose. But yeah, look out for that next time. When that will be, man, have no idea. But it will happen. And yeah, both beers, highly recommended. If you've not tried anything from Marble, I personally think you should go for the more like classic, simple, regular brewed stuff. I don't tend to like the specials as much, although it's not going to dissuade me from carrying on trying. I keep looking at my laptop. I keep doing that. So people are thinking, why isn't he looking at me? Well, one eye's looking at you and one eye's looking for you, but that's another story. Self-deprecation. I was going to say self-deprivation. It's a completely different thing, isn't it? So yeah, to conclude, both fantastic beers. But out of the two, it's the Manchester Bitter that just clinches it for me. Just because of how damn drinkable it is. But if you wanted maybe a little bit more flavour, a little bit more complexity, those sort of flavours you get from Manchester Bitter amped up a bit with a little bit more sweetness, then the extra special Marble is a good shout as well. But both highly recommended. And yeah, I will be buying those again. And I can't wait to actually drink them fresh on tap or in keg or cask, whatever. I'm looking forward to it. So, this is more aimed at the people watching the playback. If you've tried these two, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Because I'm going to be wrapping it up now, so the people watching it live, if you get your comment in quick enough, then you'll get a response. But yeah, thank you all for making my Thursday night a little bit more entertaining than it was. I do really enjoy doing these live streams. I like the interaction. I like seeing you guys commenting, talking to each other. I like hearing your opinions. And I just like doing these live streams because they're really entertaining for me. Speaking of which, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Greenwich Mean Time, going to be jumping on to Thomas, aka Window Beer Reviews' channel, doing sort of that series that he's done. Is it Meet the Beer Tube or something along those lines? So we'll be having a nice conversation with an absolutely wonderful chap. And Tote Sarah said, I always get here late. Well, if you wait a little while, you can watch it straight from the beginning and then realise why, oh, this is why I keep purposely turning up late. I know what your game is. I don't. That's just talking shit. But yeah, thank you for joining me nonetheless. Tote Cereal. Hope you're doing well. And I hope you've got some good plans for the upcoming weekend. And oh, next time you'll see me on one of these streams, although I do have the next Beardomania. I want to do it at some point this week, just so I move on from the DVD collection. And I did what I wanted not to do, and that's pulled the cable on the phone. Yeah, next time we'll actually be able to hug, which is I miss human touch. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Marble, lovely brewery. If you're ever in Manchester, do yourselves a favour and go to the Marble Arch. Fantastic, fantastic pub. Architecturally beautiful. It's a bit on a slant, which I think is why the artwork on Decadence has sort of like like the labels a bit wonky. I still have yet to try food at the Marble Arch, but you're in for a good drinking experience. And yeah, long live Manchester, probably the greatest city in the world. For me, I do tend to overly romanticise the tiniest aspects of life sometimes. Anyway, so thank you all for watching. Thomas says bye, thanks. I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow, Thomas. I'm genuinely honoured that you want me on the channel. It means a hell of a lot. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Go check out Marble. Go check out their web shop. If you've seen if their beers on your travels, give them a go, especially these two, and Metric. And is it Lagunda? That's a good beer as well. I've had that a few times. And yeah, awesome stuff. Thank you all for watching. Anyway, I'm going to end this now. You all take care, you all stay safe, and hope you've been having a nice drink while you've been watching this. And yeah, I'd love to hear anyone's thoughts, opinions down below. Raggy, you come at just the wrong time, as I'm just wrapping up, but very much appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're doing well. And massive respect to you for putting it out there about how we need to talk about stuff. So I think we're going to end on a message. With it being Mental Health Awareness Week, it is something that is becoming like genuinely. I know I take the piss. I know I make some offhanded comments, say some jokey things that are like they're a bit on the nose or they're just about going over the borders of taste, let's say. Mental health awareness, it's something that has become a big important thing for me, especially since the lockdown. And I think the most important thing, and I know I harp about it, I say this all the time, but I'm sure Raggy and everyone else would agree with me. If there's anything on your mind, no matter how big or small the situation, the tiniest thing can have a heavy burden on your mind at times. Just don't feel afraid to talk. You don't have to necessarily make that big step of getting professional help. Just a conversation with someone on both sides of the fence. If you know someone is going through something, you don't necessarily have to just bombard them with well wishes and ask how they are, as well intended as that is. I'm very guilty of that myself with some people. Just being there to listen to them. You don't realise how much of a difference it can make sometimes, and get something off your chest is one of the best things you can do. It might not solve your problem there and then, but at least they'll give you some reprieve. And yeah, there are people out there, there are organisations, there are easily accessible resources, and because like we said, you can look after this as much as you want to. You can go to the gym 2 times a day. You can eat healthy. You can just live a life of just pure health and fitness. But if there's something going on in there, then there's nothing wrong with just taking a step back and focusing on that. Anyway, I can't offer any professional help. I'm just an opinionated arsehole at the end of the day. But yeah, massive respect to you, Raggy, for that video that you uploaded. It's a tough thing to talk about sometimes. And yeah, listen to someone, even if you listen to someone and they've got a similar problem to you, as selfish as it sounds, you know, you can find comfort in that, and then you reach out to that person. But anyway, yeah, just talk. You need to talk about it. Just talk about it. Just have a conversation. Let's see. James Moore, evening, James Moore. Hope you're doing well. Joined the stream late tonight, but I messaged Craig last week saying the beer community has done so much to get the conversation going, and thanks for that. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you know, let's not beat around the bush. We're a beer community, and sometimes people will turn to alcohol to try and solve the problems. And there's always that sort of risk that you can get a bit too much. And alcohol's it's a depressant at the end of the day. But to be able to still talk about this stuff, I don't know what point I'm trying to make, but I think you guys know what the point is. But yeah, just try and stay as positive as you can. It's easier said than done. But things are looking up now. Do you know what I mean? It's got to still be a long journey to get to normality. But yeah, there's a lot of good out there, as much as all the bad stuff that you see. There is a lot of good. There's good people out there. And the most important thing is you need to talk about it. Never dwell. Never let it get on top of you. And if it comes to it, there are people, organisations, so many resources. And if anyone ever needs to reach out or anything like that, then you know how to get in touch. And I say that, but sometimes you need to follow your own advice. But it's something that, you know, you're always going to work on yourself. Anyway, we're getting a bit bogged down in this, and I'm not as articulate as I could be. I'm slurring my words, and they're 2 relatively low ABV beers. Don't know what's with me. I think it's my throat starting to hurt. I'm a little bit stuffy, and I'm sick of hearing my own voice right now. But thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, check out Marble, check out these beers. I've said that about 100 times now. And most importantly, look after yourself, take care of each other, and stay safe. And hope you all have a lovely weekend. Hope you've been enjoying your week so far. And I shall hopefully see all of you later. Thanks for stopping by. You all take care. Cheers.